What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. I hope you guys are all well. I'm feeling good today. I'm going to bring out a good few videos. Make sure to check out BitBay Crypto's video. She's going to bring some out today on VeChain and XRP. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Thank you guys for liking the video and supporting the channel. Make sure to turn the notification bells on. So of course 2 weeks ago we closed below the 20 and you came and retested the 55 EMA exactly at this swing low, and I think we gave some multiple reasons why this was a nice area to bounce from, because we had the larger 1414 over here, the 1414 42,000. We also came exactly to the wick over there, to the close, sorry, and then you also have the 55 EMA over there sitting nicely exactly. Can you see it in line with that? So now as the weeks go by, this will keep creeping up. So because you're below the 20 and above the 55, you can consolidate just like what you saw over here, but as long as you're not losing the 55, so here you did lose it but you didn't use it as resistance, got straight back above it, that's fine. What's similar with this and this is that you have closed below the 20 but you haven't hit it as resistance yet. You came very close, but over here you came under and got straight back above. So we could potentially see something like that. So in this bull run, we haven't had more than 3 weeks of downside at one point, and then we almost had 4 weeks of downside, but I think we had a nice little pump before the weekly candle closed. We did get up to about 52k and then came back to 50k. If you look over here, see, that's the close. That candle closed at $50,124. So good that we closed above 50k, of course. But yeah, we haven't retested the 20 EMA as resistance, which is positive as well. But because we're in between both, we're going sideways. What I do like about this area over here is that it could be potentially similar to what happened in March, and I'll go through why. So we did, look, you had 3 straight weeks of red, and then this candle actually opened here and went all the way down to here. So it's going to be a 4th week of red. Now, before that candle closed, the bull stepped in and pushed price all the way up to here to 7k basically. But just before that week ended, the bears came back in and pushed it below the 200 EMA. So this is actually looking like a doji to me anyway. So a doji is just like no one's in power. Can you see this red candle over here? That's a doji as well, but this is just a more exaggerated one. It's when the body's sort of non-existent, but the wicks on either side are in similar lengths. And what this means is that no one's in power. There's a fight between bulls and bears, so a decision will be made. So when you're at support, it's usually a good sign of a reversal. When you're at resistance, it's a good sign of a reversal. Look, you came up, very similar candle to that and this. It's just the bodies can be longer, and the wicks have to be similar lengths on either side, basically, as close as possible, basically. If you have more wicks to the downside and shorter wicks to the upside, like this, that's not a doji. That there's a spinning top. Same as next to it, spinning top. Here, bullish hammer. That's a doji next to it. That's a doji, the green one. That's a doji. But they only mean certain things in certain locations. So at support, reverse. At resistance, reverse. Inside a trend, continuation, basically. So you came down to support, you start going up, doji, continue. If you were at this 20 EMA exactly, then, well, either way, you've come from up, so you'd actually go up anyway. But if you saw it midway through, like here, you're just going to continue, like that green one there. So I hope you'd trying to understand what the doji looks like. Just wicks on either side looking similar. Body sort of non-existent. Sometimes it is. So you're below the 200, but the following week after you got straight back above the 200. So is that what we're kind of seeing over here? What I do like as well about this area over here, the bear market, and this area over here is what we went through in the last video. So I'm going to turn on the fibs right now. I'm going to measure from this bear market, 2013 top to 2015 bottom. And you can see when we met our technical target, let me get that exact. So when we met our technical target over here, you fell back to the 1618, lost it, and fell in between the 1414 and the 1618. Then we had a nice pump for continuation of the bull, for the start of the bull market, and you fell back to that 1618. So I think that what's happening right now is very similar to this. I'm going to go to the 4H time frame to show you this. Let me go on a fresh Bitcoin chart. BTC USD, Bitfinex, yeah. It's because I think I already got it up for you guys. No. So I think, yeah, it's from down here. So if I measure from this high to this low and drag this across, you see you met the 2414 and you fell back to the 1618. we actually lost the 1618 and came to the 1414 with the wicks, but the bodies closed in between. Then you had your nice pump afterwards, and where did you fall back to? That 1618, and that's looking like the March dip basically. So could this be the bottom? Because with that March dip, you'd never filled in those wicks. And if we take a look at that weekly time frame again, let's go to our original chart. If we take a look at the weekly time frame again, it's looking similar because you fell below with the wick though, because obviously in March you didn't have the 55 under, that was at the 200, but when you lost the 20, let's say that's acting like the 200, you actually have the 55 down here, you wicked off of it, yeah, you're close to the 20, just like when you lost it over here, you stayed close to the 200, you just had a massive wick, the bulls came in. So similar things happened, but now you've printed a doji. Now, of course, it's not really at support, it's not really at resistance. So like, let's just take a look at what's going to happen. I do think that we could roll over a little bit first and then obviously continue upwards. That's what I want to see by the end of this week. Let's take a look at the monthly time frame. We've got about 18 days left. So we're still way above the 20 EMA. Let's check the 12. Yeah, so with this month, you have come down and retested it, which is what I said anyway when this opened. I said if we do roll over, it's highly likely we're going to come to the 12 EMA, which we've done. So you've now retested this as resistance. What I do think is that if we want to see this out bullish, which we kind of need to do, I think potentially that this could become something like this, like a either bullish hammer up here or a spinning top. I do think that we have to close this out green. So I do think that by the end of the month, we could see Bitcoin back above 58,700. I would want to close above this on the monthly time frame. So I want the bulls to step in basically, push this up to entry, and then once you get above this point, 56,900, this becomes green again. And I'll see a green candle close above this resistance point basically. And that's what we've had in the past, where you've come down to this resistance point, you were below it, but then you close back above it 3 months in a row. So that's very nice. Let's take a look at the daily time frame now. BTC, USD. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was talking about this beautiful pattern that I noticed, how potentially it could be the end of the dip. We were going through loads of different fibs basically. And then we had this resistance point, resistance, support. And I told you, I think that this could be a fake out. And the reason being is that when you lost the support, you came back way too fast. And that's usually a fake out. Look over here. So this over here is your resistance point. You got above it. When you came back to test that support, you came down too fast and you didn't test that support, resulting in a fake out. So this is what I think has happened here. You come down and you come back up too fast. If it was true resistance, you would have got rejected again with that green candle, and then we would have fallen back to 42k basically, the low of the dip. But you haven't. We got back above yesterday, and I told you that I want to see the retest of support, and that's what we're doing today with this daily candle. Let's go to the original Bitcoin chart now. So we're going to look at the 4H time frame and go through the smaller time frames basically, see what's actually going on with Bitcoin. So we all know about this head and shoulders over here, which I've been talking about. I think my technical target was actually wrong, and I think the target actually has been met over here. So before, I think I did it from the wick all the way down, but it is, as Coinskid said yesterday, with head and shoulders, we were all doing the wicks, but I think now you just want to do it from the body back to the neckline basically. And so put that on the break over here, and then technical target's been met basically. But obviously, I think before I had my target something like this. Yeah, and I was saying that if we do lose that 46k, I was saying that we're going to come back down to here. But now we know the true target, basically. So if you do lose this low, we're going to roll over more, back down to 42k. Because that's your technical target, well, 43k, because that's your technical target out of this ascending triangle, if you were to break to the downside. If we come up and break this resistance at 52k, we know already that we're going to 57. So let's take a look at what was going on yesterday. So we obviously met our technical target here, came back in. I did tell you guys that we had a spinning top, which is a bullish pattern. Then you had a bearish engulfing, bearish pattern. Then you had a bullish engulfing, bullish pattern. So in the last video, I was telling you that there's a lot of market manipulation right now. So now we can take that this is the bottom. Why? At the moment anyway, because your bearish technical target has been met. So once that happens, you're waiting for a new pattern, whether that's bearish or bullish. And then we got the ascending triangle over here with this larger ascending triangle support, and then a horizontal line over here, just taking it back up to here. and this was your neckline. You came below, found support again, which was telling me that this was a fake out, just like what I was explaining on the weekly time frame with the March dump and the weekly dump right now. And just with like fake outs anyway, where like when you come down, you don't want to come back up fast. You want to arch away from the chart and eventually hit it. But that's not what happened. You instantly broke back in and then confirmed that as support. And then you came to resistance and broke above it. Back tested as support with the wicks, but not with bodies. I want to see back tested with bodies. And so we came to the 55 EMA. Everybody panic. We're going to 0. Why? Because that's the 0618. So what should actually happen is this: impulse, retracement, continuation. But if you don't lose the 0, you can work your way back up through the fibs. If you turn that 0618 into support, which is 50k, if you can turn 50k back into support, we should head to 55k. And getting up there, you're already breaking above that 52k level at the 1, and so you should actually come to, oh my gosh, confluence. Look at that confluence. The technical target out of the ascending triangle is also the 2 level, 57,800. So it's all about breaking above 50k now, confirming that as support. Of course, the first time you get up here, you can get rejected. So that's why we're trying to find support. Where are you finding support? On the ascending triangles, previous resistance, now support. We had wicks in the past, but we didn't have red bodies, and that's what we're getting right now. With this current green candle, you've got 6 minutes left. So what I can say is that because you're at support, this is going to reverse the trend again. Of course, with the next candle, you can come back down, wick down to here. But if we can hold this as support again, or literally we could just start flying up basically from here, but it's just what it wants to do after this. This candle over here, in my opinion, is like this one. It's just got a close to non-existent body. You could say it's like this one as well. And look what happened last time you had support, pushed you up. So I would not say this is a doji just because you got larger wicks to the downside and shorter wicks to the upside. So in my opinion, it's not a doji. This red one over here is a doji. So doji, again, similar wicks on either side, very similar. But here you can tell that the lower wick is much higher, it's much longer than the top wick. And so that's why I believe that it's like this candle over here, this green one, a bullish spinning top. And so in this case, because you've started this uptrend of some sort, this is going to be a bullish continuation pattern. But if you're coming down from a downtrend, like here, downtrend, then this would be a bullish reversal candlestick. But now you're in the uptrend, this is going to be a bullish continuation basically. So it's all about breaking back above the 0618. As long as you're above 47,787, sorry, you're not going to fall lower. As long as you hold above that, you should work your way back up. You are holding this as support right now. Very nice, with wicks below, saying that I was below, but the bull stepped in, pushed me up. Then the bears were like, you touched the EMAs, let's go down a little bit. But as long as you're closing above this, 48,700, we will start working our way through the fibs again. Hopefully get back above the 0618 50k, flipping the 55 EMA on the 4 hour into support and then heading up. Perfect, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, lose the ascending triangle, you're going to fall to here. Lose this, you're going to come down to here. And then we can get the fibs for you from swing low to swing high. And so if you do lose, look at where the 618 is sitting. Literally just below that neckline. So the 06, let's delete this for now. So look, you bounced off that 0618. So measuring the fibs like this, you have an impulse correction that you bounced off the 786. Now you've gone up holding the just above the 0618, just below the 0.5, but just above the 618. And so we should continue basically, because again, the fibs are boom, boom, boom. So break this high and we're off. But precursors to that is getting above 50k, because this is your resistance. Lose the trend line, you're coming to the low. Lose this, you're coming all the way down here. That's the technical target of the ascending triangle. But then, of course, you're already down here on your way to the 1618, where I do think you could go if you lose all these support points, basically, because you're putting in lower lows. And so you could even have a wick all the way back down to here, which I explained yesterday about how sometimes we like to fill in the wick and then go up. But that doesn't have to happen as long as you're holding this ascending triangle support and the key Fibonacci levels, which we're doing right now. So guys, let's now look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Oh, .d. There we go. So on my Twitter, make sure you're following my Twitter, guys, at Louis_crypto. I will be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway for my crypto course. What I was saying a few days ago is that we bounced off the 40, which in the past has been an amazing level of demand where you've had massive pumps from, giving us Bitcoin seasons. And so this is what we're going to see right now. I told you guys all I know when we were dipping, I think we were at 16 on the fear and greed index when we were dumping. I said, all I know for certain is that Bitcoin is going to break out. The Bitcoin dominance is going to break out. Let's go to the daily time frame for now so you can see a bit better. We're in this falling wedge and you now broken out, back tested it as resistance. For me, I don't like how quickly back tested it. So if we do lose that 55 again, we're going to come back down and back test the resistance point again now, support where the other EMAs, the 12 and the 20 is. So I'm going to get rid of the 12 at the moment and we'll go to the 4 hour so you can see this a bit better. So actually you've had the bullish cross on the 4 hour time frame. And since breaking out, you haven't, or since forming it, you haven't back tested them support. And that's why I do think that you could come back down to the trend line, make like some sort of double bottom here, boom, and then get back above, start heading up. So because you've now fallen out of this falling wedge, your technical target is the top, sitting at about 47% of like 47% market share for Bitcoin, basically. So all this basically says for us is that two things can happen. First of all, it is Bitcoin season. And now the two things that could happen is Bitcoin's going to pump, but pump more than the alt. So it's Bitcoin's time to shine either way. The second outcome is that Bitcoin's going to dump and the altcoins will dump worse. So it just tells us that Bitcoin is going to gain strength. And through strength, that could mean it's going to dump, but dump less than the alts, or it's going to pump, but more than the alts. So all we can tell from this is that it's Bitcoin's time to shine as long as it can hold the outside of this as support. I hope you understood this video today. Let's check ETH versus Bitcoin and then we'll be done today. I appreciate you guys staying here. It was a long video today, but I wanted to be thorough with everything so you guys understood, trying to teach you as much as possible. So ETH had this large descending trend resistance point back from 2017 and you've been hitting it and having dumps from them ever since, but we actually broke out of this, and this is what I was talking about in my Discord group chat even before the break. I think we got rejected again. I think around here I said once we break out, ETH against Bitcoin as a technical target about 12%. So I don't know when exactly this will be. It might be at the exact top of the bull market. It might be when Bitcoin comes down a little bit and we have the final alt season. But at one point in this bull market, we have a technical target for Ethereum to be 12% of the price of Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin's going to about 200 to 260K, that's obviously telling you that ETH could be, of course, $20,000. But what hasn't happened yet is, of course, on the daily time frame you did have a breakout and you did come back to it as support, but can you see here we're being held up by the 20 EMA, and we know now, looking at the Bitcoin dominance, that it's potentially Bitcoin season. Now that means that it's going to pump more than the alts, or it's going to dump less than the alts. So if ETH to Bitcoin loses this support, it means Bitcoin's gaining on ETH basically. So if you lose the support, look where the 55 EMA is sitting at. So if we lose the 20, I do think that we could roll over and back test this pink trend line again. So I'm going to try and get this even more accurate now that we have new candles. Yeah, okay, so that will be, yeah, so now that we've actually changed it, you can see with that breakout, you never back tested this as support. Before the trend line, it was showing that it did, but now we can see that it hasn't. So this is why I do think that on the daily time frame, we're going to have a dump, and this would mean that Bitcoin is going to gain on Ethereum, but it still doesn't mean whether it's going to pump more or it's just going to dump less. But all we know is that it's Bitcoin season, baby. So if we do lose the 20, you're going to come to the 55, that would be a 6% drop. But if we come to the trend line, that would be about 8% from losing the 20, not from current price. So probably from current price, it'd be like minus 10%. So this could mean that Bitcoin goes down 10% less than ETH, or it will go up 10% against ETH, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Please like, subscribe, comment, and turn the notification bells on for YouTube and Twitter. I will be trying to bring out more videos today, and go check out BitBay Crypto's channel. She'll be bringing out some VeChain and XRP updates. I'll catch you in the next one, guys, and as always, peace.